Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. Peep game. Um, I want to talk about the Asian community. I'm gonna talk about Jeremy Land in another video, but I want to talk about how once again black people you have been infiltrated once again. You've been manipulated once again. You've been fooled once again by not only politicians, celebrities, and any type of other media figureheads and gestures. I warned y'all about this stuff. How many times do I have to tell black people that you have no allies? That it is a global, virtual, physical, verbal attack on the black community in particularly. And now you have other people once again aligning themselves with black people who have fooled black people into believing that once again there's an alliance, a brother and sisterhood that don't exist. I keep telling you, everybody is out for self. And as long as black people continue to have this false notion that we have allies in our struggle, you're setting yourself up for a massive fall. Now, once again, you have somebody trying to hijack our movement and trying to take attention away from us. I told you that people that was aligning themselves, marching downtown and whatever, and hollering about Black Lives Matter was just learning black people. And once again, you let your guards down. And I'm going to get to something else that was brought to my attention that they passed in California, which further shows you that, black people, once again, nobody gives a damn about you. It's funny how they can act right away to pass laws that protect people that don't happen to be black, but then you got black people begging and pleading, to get things done that protect us, and you'll have people saying, "Oh, that doesn't exist. Oh, that's not factual. It's all in your imagination." And I'm gonna tell you, black people gonna have to start being the same way. We're gonna have to start being more aggressive, making our presence felt. And no, I don't mean violence or, you know what I'm saying, beating people up, because that's defeating the purpose. But we're going to have to really put our foot down. And we're going to have to, once again, distance ourselves from people and stop being categorized. Because like I said, I told you that person of color shit was bullshit. And I told you it was going to hurt us more than help us. And now you got people once again trying to bring attention to themselves. Didn't I tell you a lot of people was jealous of that so-called Black Lives Matter shit? Okay, so now you have the Asian community hollering about their victims of crimes and they're being harassed and and they're the real oppressed people. Okay. Okay. So you say. And it appears to me that the media is trying to pinpoint this and trying to make it look like the people that's oppressing Asian people are black people. Once again, a common media trick, aka Roger Ailes. Rest in piss, motherfucker. Now I'm gonna get to the Jeremy Land thing probably in the next video or the next couple of videos, because I'm gonna address Jeremy Land, and I'm gonna tie something else to Jeremy Lin too. But it's all gonna tie together to this video. But I'm gonna get to this so-called racism that's being aimed at the Asian community. Okay, whatever. I can assure you that black people are not driving around with white sheets and swastikas on their swastika tattoos on their arm and wearing bomber jackets and knee-high combat boots with their head shaved bald, directly going around targeting Asians. I haven't seen any, lynchings of Asians. Now, I can keep it 100. Do black people commit crimes? Of course they do. Have there been incidents where a black person committed a crime against a white person or a non-black? Of course. I would be a liar if I said that doesn't happen. But are we forming groups that specifically target Asians? No. But on the flip side, have there been crimes committed against blacks by Asian? Yes. And as far as crimes committed against blacks by whites, we don't even need to have that argument. That's documented, that's facts. Have blacks been targeted by whites because they're black? Absolutely. That's proven. Have there been proof that blacks have been targeted by Hispanics because they black? That's been proven. But are groups of black people just randomly targeting Asians? Have hate groups been formed to strictly target Asians? I don't think so. Complete bullshit. Because here's the thing. It's funny. Like I say, people love to say things about blacks. Now, since this whole Rona thing has jumped off, there have been Asians that have randomly heard things being said about them, but at the same time, they didn't say stuff about blacks. And I'm gonna get to them too. I remember last year they showed an incident where a black dude pushed the Asian on the ground, and you had the media keep showing that video. But then they had other videos that were filmed where it was just people of all different ethnicities, getting into it with Asians, making comments about coronavirus and all that stuff. But they strictly tried to put that on blacks, as they always do. Shout out to my boy Torian Rain. Remember what they tried to do with the cat call? Where they tried to make it look like it was just blacks like harassing these women, and then they got exposed. Because they love, when it comes to anything evil, they love to come with their concoct statistics about what blacks do to a certain degree. But if you look at the FBI's actual database, black people are not even ranked number one as far as global and all around crimes committed. White people lead in every statistical major crime in the country. The same way they love to holler about black on black crimes, they have white on white crimes, they have Asian on Asian crimes, they have Mexican on Mexican crime, they have Hispanic on Hispanic crimes. But they don't like to tell you that because, like I said, they have this thing where they want to just specifically villainize black men and black people as a whole. But they can cut the shit about this. Black people are just targeting Asians. Because if that's the case, how come your store that you opened in the black community that's been around for 20, 30 years possibly is been intact and the majority of your customers are black? But this is why black people need to stop, once again, start opening up our own businesses and stop giving our money to people that strictly try to lie on us and falsely label us. I ain't seen no Asian businesses that's in the black communities vandalized, writing on the derogatory uh, words directed towards Asians. Cause it's bullshit. I'm just saying. If we harassing y'all and doing so much damage to y'all, how come y'all continue to put businesses in our areas where most of us live at? Like I said, you can take black people's money, but then you don't value black people as a whole. And since they want to play this game of racism, let's talk about the racism they have inflicted on black people or aimed towards black people. Now, in the hair business, all you got to do is watch that movie. I have an up and down. I'm not gonna say relationship with because I don't know the dude, but one Chris Rock can do Chris Rock. Some 1 minute you okay with him, but then Chris Rock jumps on and off the coon train. He's another pillar of inconsistent blackness. But that movie, Good Here, was a good movie because it demonstrated how the Asian community. Let's talk about the blatant racism they've shown towards black people. They control the hair industry and the beauty product industry. They dominate that because most of the either them or the people from India. But a lot of times, the people from India, they get the hair from the people from India and they send it to Asia. Because to a certain degree, Indian people are considered Asian. Okay. But let's talk about how when you had black people that was trying to start hair products, hair and beauty businesses, and they knew that most of the overseas distributors were Asian. A lot of times they refused to sell products to black businesses, or if they did, they would overcharge them, or they would charge them wholesale prices that was so high to where they would have to sell their products extremely high to where basically they would make next to no profit, and eventually they would lose their businesses, and they was purposely doing that. Okay. Let's continue. Let's talk about Bruce Lee. One of Bruce Lee's first schools. See, they don't like to talk about this on the movies. They'll just make it look like they just randomly had an issue with Bruce Lee teaching martial arts to, in particularly, anybody that was Asian. No, they specifically came to Bruce Lee and told him to stop teaching martial arts to specifically blacks. Now, they sent their best guy to go fight Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee mopped the floor with him. So they have a history of racism towards blacks, but see, they don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about how last year when, the Rona was in its opening stages, how, they were kicking some of the Nigerian blacks out of their homes, putting them in the streets, and Dan was trying to get them to lie about it. Let's talk about how they were refusing services to black patrons in certain restaurants overseas. But it's funny, but they taking their ass to Africa trying to colonize Africa. They fighting over some of the diamond mines out there right now with the homeland people. So they want to try to play this victim shit. I've been telling black people, nobody is our allies. Nobody is our friends. And I can continue. Let's also talk about in Asia how they was having art exhibits where they had pictures of a certain animal and trying to compare it to a certain look of a black person. Yeah. See, nobody wants to talk about that. And I know somebody gonna listen to the video and thumb it down, and that's good. Because if I don't get my 2 or 3 thumbs down, that mean I ain't doing my job. See, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody ever talks about the racism by other groups that is directed and aimed towards blacks. Now, if you some black dude listening and you happen to be married to an Asian, too fucking bad. You offended, too fucking bad. You know, I can go on, but this is just this is just a glimpse. Just a little glimpse, just throwing a little bit out there. Let's talk about, like I said, let's talk about how, once again, they put businesses in our communities, but they may hire one or next to no blacks. Let's talk about how they have nail salons where they were disrespecting black women, attacking black women. Okay. You don't want to go that route with me. Once again, I'm black. I'm not no person of color. I already know some black person gonna come here caping because that's what you black people love to do. You guys love to holler about our you know what I'm saying, people of color, and hollering about what is being done to other people. I'm gonna make this very clear. I don't give a damn, because they don't give a damn about us. Like I said, we are the only ones that's always trying to align ourselves with people who don't want to be aligned with us. And it needs to stop. If you're an Asian person that's being picked on, that's unfortunate. But that's not my problem, because I got problems in my own community that I have to worry about, that you guys are not helping to fix. Anybody can hold a Black Lives Matter sign in their business because you want that black money, but you don't respect black people as a whole. So like I said before, I hope once again, black people, you heed the word that Town Business is saying to you. And listen, we don't have any fucking allies. And stop letting these politicians and these celebrities put us all in one group. It has to be separate. We didn't let people hijack that shit. Because when we say, hey, I feel like you're discriminating against minorities, the companies can come back that have a hiring process can say, oh, we're not discriminating against minorities. See, right here, we hired this amount of this amount of that, and then still, that doesn't help. How does that help blacks? Because everybody can say they are a person of color or say they are a minority. Black people, we got to get our shit together. We got to, like I said, no more extending our hand out to people. And as far as people extending their hands out to us, it's too late. You had decades to form a real alliance. You didn't want to have an alliance. Like I said, you guys will copy us and capitalize off our inventions and make money off of us, but you don't respect us. You don't like us. You feel the same way about us that the Mayonnaise Nation feels about us. Thank you for listening. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.